He's a salesman. He's trying to sell the fight, which is good, you know. That's what he's known for. That's why they bring him out over and over. How I speak is inside the ring with my hands. You know, I know this is entertainment, but when we go inside the ring and punch each other in the face and break each other's faces, isn't that enough entertainment?
We all want the same thing. We all want to win. All want to be the champion, the best in the world.
I would say every morning you got a chance and you got a choice. You know, there's no such thing as luck. It's what you make of it.
I tell my dad the ones I hate are the good ones, and I hate this one. Maybe it's just the want. I wanted more, I think. Just me being me. Tim's Tim, Sebastian's Sebastian, and I think Sebastian's better. Just that.
Ya, Bre. Ya, udah, Pak. Kedua sabuk itu kembali ke kita sudah melakukan. Kamu melihat mereka menggambar sana dengan cara yang sama. Tarik mereka karena mereka dicoret.
Boy, cutting the weight is difficult, but I mean, you still.
Or sparring and stuff like that, but my man is making moves before the guys go to punches. He's moving his feet. I mean, it was marvelous, honestly, to see this dude defensively move the way that he does things. He talks a whole lot during the sparring. This dude punched me with a right hand. The joint came so fast, I didn't even see it, right? And it hit me on the forehead. And I got my headgear on. And it jarred my neck, right? I said, damn! And he moves away like I was hurt. I said, no, I'm good. But goddamn, he stopped me, and I wasn't even coming at him, you know what I mean? I'm good. Goddamn, goddamn.
It got you there. That jab, use that jab, and box and move. You know, I mean, he was doing it though, but he was doing it like he normally do. You seen some of his fights, and you know what I'm talking about. He got so, I think, hung up on knocking, guys out, and then he found out you can't punch. He don't care about you touching. You know what I mean? But I want to get away from that. You know what I mean?
We are live at the Wells Fargo.
Jaron Boots Ennis and Sebastian Fundora are heading toward a highly compelling matchup in the 154-pound division. Ennis is pursuing undisputed status and views Fundora's exceptional height, long reach, and unconventional approach as the perfect challenge for testing how adaptable he can be. For Ennis, the upcoming meeting with Fundora carries one clear objective: produce a dominant performance that further establishes him among the sport's best fighters. With attention surrounding the matchup continuing to grow, Ennis is choosing to block out the outside noise and concentrate on preparation, carrying out his game plan, and reaching peak form before the first bell sounds.
We're going to McDonald's after this. I need 2 McChickens with cheese, a large fry, and a medium Sprite, CBG, man.
Outside his training sessions, Ennis has continued to carry himself with an easygoing confidence, even joking about having fast food while preparing for the bout. It reflects that the significance of this matchup has not changed the way he normally approaches camp. However, when the night of the fight finally arrives, that calm confidence will need to show itself through his performance inside the ring.
Doing everything I'm supposed to be doing, having a lot of fun, man.
How's it feel good to eat?
Feel great, man. Feel great. I'm waiting on my sponsorship from McDonald's, man, right now as we speak.
Yo, I saw that on the matchroom thing when you went up to Spark and Nella. I like that. That was cool.
Yeah, that joint was fire. Yeah, everybody think that's a real lil and all that stuff, but not yet. We working on it.
As interest in the fight continues to build and fans and analysts remain divided over the matchup, Ennis has made it clear that he has become accustomed to ignoring the noise surrounding him and keeping his attention on his own performance. His priority is simple: stay committed to camp, execute everything he has prepared for, and make sure he is operating at his best once the opening bell finally sounds.
I feel like they know how great I am, so no matter what I do, it's always something. That's why I got to the point where I don't worry about what nobody say. As long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, as long as I'm winning and making my team, my family, my supporters happy, that's all that matters. You gotta just be able to always have your mind sharp and be able to elevate your game. And that'd be my goal each and every time out. Not worry about these haters and saying dollars, but knowing they still saying those things, but I'm always gonna get better each and every day, and that's my goal, is to keep getting better and better each and every fight, and that's what I've been doing.
Speaking about what he expects to accomplish in the ring, Ennis stated that his goal is to put together a commanding performance. He believes he has the tools to dictate the pace and secure another notable win, while further proving that he deserves to be considered part of boxing's elite.
Me.
Add that to the collection.
Yeah. To my collection or this collection?
Your one, on the right. Do it on the right.
To the right.
How do you stay hungry as a fighter?
Staying hungry as a fighter, just for real, just the goals that I want to achieve, and my family backing me, behind me, and things like that. So there's a lot of hunger, in here. And like I said, I'm just getting started. Come Saturday night, we're gonna add another one to the column and another knockout.
Regarding Ennis, Roy Jones Jr. believes waiting around for the perfect opportunity is no longer the right approach. After years of watching major fights take time to materialize, Boots needs to stay busy and keep targeting the strongest opponents available. Jones pointed to Fundora as a natural option, explaining that Fundora's willingness to engage and the moments when he has been hurt before could create an interesting clash against Ennis and his punching power. From Jones's perspective, the best move for Boots is to remain active while facing elite opposition, allowing the rest of the 154-pound landscape to eventually work itself out.
You think about Boots, you think Boots should go and try to make the Fundora fight?
He has to. Where else he gonna go? He been in this game 10 years, Andre. He gotta make every move he can make right now. He ain't got to. He can't wait forever. We saw what happened with Boo Boo. Boo Boo kept waiting and waiting and waiting, and look what happened with Boo Boo. He waited too long.
Still.
You understand me? So
still.
you can't keep waiting like that. He gotta go. That's why sometimes he having these lapses, because he's not. Like you say, he's not used to having to stay focused the whole night because he's not fighting that he ain't got the right opportunities. So now you got it. You need to go take these opportunities now while they're available. Guess what? Fundora has been KO'd, and you have KO power. So that's not a fight you can't win. You understand me? Yeah. And that makes the Virgil fight even bigger too, because now if him and Earl fights, the one of that fight, you go to Dallas and fight that person, there's another huge payday.
It's more money.
You understand where I'm coming from? So you got to look at it from that side too, but that's not ducking. That's just taking fights the smart way, taking the smarter fighter first.
Teddy Atlas echoed that enthusiasm by highlighting the continued development of Virgil Ortiz Jr.'s overall boxing ability. He suggested that a possible meeting with Jaron Ennis could bring together two highly capable and driven fighters, creating a matchup between athletes who possess the skills and determination to compete at the highest level.
Two confident guys, two guys with great heart. Look, I'll say this. Virgil showed me a few fights ago that he had a dimension I didn't know he had. When he was just, going through guys, knocking them out with body shots, seeking and destroying. I don't think I knew or anyone knew that he had the ability to use his legs and box and do some boxing. He showed me that dimension. He showed me that dimension in that fight that some people thought he lost. First fight that he got tested. We didn't get a knockout. With
Sergey Bohachuk.
There it is.
Atlas pointed to the progress Virgil Ortiz Jr. has made as a boxer, saying a matchup with Ennis would feature two well-rounded competitors who are equally committed to winning. He also drew attention to Fundora's development, especially the way he has sharpened his stepping jab, managed distance from the outside, and maintained constant forward pressure. According to Atlas, that combination could make Fundora an especially challenging opponent for any fighter competing at 154 pounds, including Boots Ennis.
Be an interest, and then of course the giant, the Fundora. I mean, he's learning how to fight tall a little bit better. He is, a little better. But still, he is coming after you behind that jab. He doesn't stop. I don't know what his punch numbers are. They got to go through the roof. As soon as I think he jabs in his sleep. I think that he's, like if you went in and you peeked in on him when he's sleeping like this. With that southpaw jab. The jab, he's coming out of the locker room. I think when he's eating dinner. He never stops. He don't leave you alone. And he's coming forward. He's always putting pressure. He's breaking you down. And then he puts punches together nice. He goes to the body. He throws uppercuts. You know, he puts them together real well. But he's tall and he's a target.
Trainer Robert Garcia strongly supports the possibility of a Jaron Boots Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz Jr. matchup, making it clear that Ortiz would have no hesitation about accepting such a challenge. Garcia also feels Ortiz possesses enough skill and natural ability to make an immediate impact in the 154-pound division. He rejects the notion that Boots necessarily needs a softer opponent or tune-up bout before stepping in against the division's top-level competition.
He's saying, oh, well, Virgil might want to take, no. Then that means he's the one that doesn't want it. On 100%, we'll take it right away.
Right. Man, no, that like you said, I feel like it is one of those fights
great
that
fight.
You know
great fight.
people want to see
fight.
over and over again.
Great fight.
Do you see Boots different from 47 to 54 at all?
Look, at 47, he did have a couple fights where he struggled a little, especially when he fight at home. But I think that happens to a lot of fighters. When they fight at home, they're a little more confident, a little more, you know, they have a lot of distractions also. So that could have been the reason. But he always showed very good skills, very good talent. At 154, like, the guys are bigger, even though there was, you know, oh, they're the same height, they're the same.
Gary Russell Jr. believes Ennis could benefit significantly from his athletic ability, adaptability, and broad skill set if he faces Ortiz. At the same time, Russell stressed that Ortiz carries legitimate knockout danger, pointing out that the Texas fighter can damage an opponent with punches from either side. He added that Ortiz's technically disciplined and fundamentally polished approach may reduce the chances of the counterpunching situations that have caused Ennis problems in earlier bouts.
Boots, he just freakishly good when it comes to his God-given talent, athleticism, and stuff like that. That's what's going to win him over the fight. But he got to not get hit with a hook. That's what he got hurt with. I saw it based off of the styles. Now, when you talk about styles and the kinks that's in each other's armor, Boots, I feel like being matched up against Ortiz, that hook is not going to catch him. Now, granted, Ortiz got pop in both hands. Stylistic wise, I feel like he has a good style. He has a typical style, to be honest, you know, but just like Xander, he's obedient. He's not going to deviate and try to do nothing flashy for the crowd. He's going to go there and get the job done.
Garcia also rejected the idea that Ortiz needs another preparatory bout before accepting a matchup of that scale. To him, such claims reflect uncertainty rather than an actual need for additional preparation. Garcia argued that Ortiz has already demonstrated his ability against elite opposition and is prepared to pursue the toughest opportunities available, including a possible showdown with Ennis.
Just tells the boxing world that it'll be one of the best fights of the year whenever it happens. You know, it's a great fight. These guys could fight 2 or 3 times and the fans won't stop watching. It'll be a beautiful fight.
You know, Eddie said something interesting. He said that Virgil probably going to want to fight in between, right? Because he had what, 2 rounds against Lubin.
2 rounds, yeah.
Well, that was in November, I believe, or something like that. It was a while back, and you know, it's been a little while since he fought. You, as a trainer, would you prefer Virgil to get a fight in between?
When a manager, a trainer, a promoter right away says, "Well, I think Virgil might want to take another fight," that means you're the one that doesn't want it, right? Honestly, because you're not. Eddie's not Virgil's manager. Eddie's not Virgil's promoter. Eddie's not Virgil.
Russell added an even more interesting caution when turning his attention to Sebastian Fundora. He believes Fundora may create greater stylistic problems than Ortiz because of his unusual height, southpaw positioning, extended reach, and difficult to read physical dimensions. For Ennis, repeatedly having to attack upward against someone with Fundora's size presents a set of challenges that cannot be replicated or fully prepared for in the same way.
Time he fights somebody like Ortiz, he had fixed the problem by then. You know, so Ortiz, yes, he got a puncher's chance. You know, he come in shape, he's obedient, just as Xander was. But Boots, he got the ability to pull away from this guy and beat him in great fashion. You know, that will be another great ass fight, hands down.
Facts. Who do you feel like is a bigger test for Boots? The 6'4" Tower Inferno Sebastian Fundora or a Virgil Ortiz?
Fundora.
Hands down.
Fundora.
After Jaron boots, Ennis scored a statement-making stoppage against Xander Zaya. Teofimo Lopez acknowledged how Ennis weathered difficult moments before eventually taking command of the contest. Still, Lopez highlighted the openings Ennis showed along the way, arguing that top fighters at 154 pounds now have useful footage they can examine and potentially target. Ennis survived a dangerous third round, then gradually seized control before ending the fight with a 7th round stoppage over Zaya's.
Boots' performance, I mean, he overcame some kind of hard spots there.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I see things, though, that I think other champions in that weight class or contenders could capitalize. I'm not there yet. I'm at 147. We'll go from there, but for anybody at 154, I hope they saw what.
Meanwhile, former 2-division champion Danny Garcia believes Ennis has reached the most dangerous point of his career. Garcia views Boots as being in his physical and mental peak, equipped with the confidence and competitive mindset required to perform when a fight becomes difficult. Following the victory over Zayas, Ennis now stands near the top of the 154-pound division while holding the WBA and WBO titles, making his next challenge potentially even more significant.
The older he gets, 33, 34, 35, that's when he becomes, I think that's when he becomes the type of fighter you can't hit. You know what I mean?
So what could you kind of tell him in terms of like trying to shore up his defense a little bit? Because when he got hit in one hand,
it's just, it's not really about when you throw, you're going to get hit. You know, he loves fighting. He's a fighter at heart. Like I said, with age, the older you get, the smarter you get, the more wiser you get. Then you realize, like, I take less risk and I become more of a boxer. He has that ability. But now he's young and he's in his prime. He's the dog. He like.
Boxing trainer and analyst Greg Hackett suggested that Fundora could still need to strengthen his mental readiness before facing someone as dangerous as Boots. Hackett believes the champion may require more time to become completely prepared for the demands of a matchup that could rank among the most difficult tests of his career.
I don't think it's going to happen at 154. I think it's going to happen at 60.
Why?
I don't think Fundora wants that trouble at 54. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's so sure of himself. I think it's going to take him a couple years mentally to be really sure of himself. He talk a good game. He do. When he do his interviews, he talk a hell of a game. 30 seconds. He talk a hell of a game, but I don't think this is just me off of my observation. I don't think he's pleased with himself just yet to say he's going to fight Boots after this fight.
Porter further explained that footage alone cannot fully capture what it is like to share the ring with a particular opponent. Ennis can appear exceptionally quick, explosive, and dominant in his fights, but Porter believes Fundora creates a completely different kind of problem. His extreme dimensions, extended reach, unorthodox approach, and ability to neutralize an opponent's strongest weapons can dramatically alter how a contest unfolds. Porter noted that even top-level fighters may have to abandon their normal strategies and make significant adjustments once they actually experience Fundora's style inside the ring.
What I feel I know about Boots, I don't know if they game plan. To me, it seems like Boots is like, and Dad Bozy, we just gonna get you ready. Can't nobody beat you. Well, sometimes you got to get ready for the guy across from you. And what I now know about this dude, he getting ready for who's across from him. And that's why I'm breathing like that, because I know without a shadow of a doubt, he's going to be ready. He's going to have the right weapons, and he's going to be calling on the right weapons all night long. I have no doubt about that from this dude right here. And I know with all 16 plus weapons that Boots got, Boots be like this.
Yeah.
You know, you got to, nah, bruh. With this one right here, it's got to be, all right, shotgun. Don't do him. All right, stab him. All right, done. You know what I mean? Like, we got to be pulling out the right things at the right time. We got to be prepared to come to the ring with 8 weapons that we know we need against this dude, not 16 weapons because we got 6.
Chris Algieri shared a similar assessment, calling Fundora one of the hardest opponents in the division to solve. Algieri emphasized the champion's remarkable physical dimensions, while also noting how much Fundora has developed since his bout with Brian Mendoza. In Algieri's assessment, Fundora is fighting with greater discipline, making better use of his jab, and avoiding the unnecessary dangers he once accepted too often.
Fundora is such a difficult puzzle. He's so long, and he's getting better. He's improving. He's improving. He's learning how to use his size. He's using his jab. He's being more disciplined. He's not taking risks like he used to. Talk about a guy who used to allow people to hit him and then has figured out that you shouldn't do that at the highest level in that Brian Mendoza fight. But since then, he's been very, very good. So, yeah, I can understand why people would see him as the final guy because, again, with those physical advantages and the way that he's getting better, very, very difficult to do.
Tim Bradley Jr. also stressed the level of danger Fundora now represents, suggesting that certain fighters might have little interest in meeting him while he is performing at his highest level. Bradley believes some potential opponents could prefer to wait until the towering champion begins showing signs of decline before agreeing to share the ring with him. If that assessment is accurate, it says plenty about the challenge Fundora currently presents to anyone in the division.
Love and respect for him because that man is from around my way. He's from around my way. He from the valley. I got none but respect for Fundora. They see the danger in fighting him right.
Andre Ward remembered when Jaron Boots Ennis showed up for Virgil Ortiz Jr.'s bout and made his desire for their long-discussed matchup obvious from ringside. Once Ortiz had secured the win, the two fighters met inside the ring, giving the rivalry another major spark. Ennis then asked publicly about the contract, making it clear that he was prepared to take the next step and push the negotiations toward becoming a reality.
Fighter in the arena, in the Dickies arena that night, and it was Jaron Boots Ennis. He was ringside, and he kept hitting his hand like this, saying that it's time. It's time. He got in the ring while Virgil Ortiz was doing his post-fight interview, and they went back and forth. And I don't know, normally when you see something like that, you walk away from the TV or wherever you're watching the fight, and you have a lot of confidence that that's going to be the next fight. Based on some of the things that were said, they're arguing about who started it and whose father did what. And then I heard Boots, basically hypothetically say to Eddie Hearn, where's the paper?
Paulie Malignaggi also sees major commercial potential in an Ennis versus Ortiz matchup, especially if Boots manages to keep hold of his championships. From Malignaggi's perspective, adding a world title to the stakes would take the contest beyond simply being a highly anticipated fight and turn it into an even bigger championship event.
Now he can get all the big fights and he can get all the big names. I know Virgil Ortiz is being mentioned, but right now Virgil Ortiz is on the bench in a contract dispute with Golden Boy that may or may not last a while, but hopefully there can come a point where Jaron Ennis and Virgil Ortiz can't fight each other, because that would be a blockbuster fight. And guess what? Now that could be for a world title. That was one of my gripes about that fight when they were going to make it before, that it wouldn't have been for a world title. If Virgil Ortiz comes back and if Jaron Ennis holds on to these belts, that fight becomes a world championship fight, which I think gives it even more meritocracy, and it gives it the meritocracy that it does deserve. So, man, I want to know your thoughts on that, and any other names in the junior middleweight division you guys think will be a fun fit for Jaron Ennis, and what the chances are of such guys even beating Jaron.
That could turn the matchup into a defining moment in both fighters' careers. Sean Zadell, however, expects the contest to be much closer than some predictions suggest. He believes Ennis could rely on the movement and positioning that caused Ortiz trouble against Israel Madrimov, while finding success with cleaner punches from long range. Even so, there are analysts who remain completely unconvinced by Boots, with one going as far as predicting that Ortiz would stop him at 154 pounds.
Do you think Virgil beats him then because of the fundamentals?
That's a good fight. That's a good fight. That's
I talked to Nah last night. Naeem.
Oh, wait.
Here we go. Here we go. You know what's one thing that makes me think Ennis does win that fight? Even though Ortiz right now on paper is the favorite. He's been at 54 and all. When you look at how Madrimov's awkwardness and his movement in that fight made it hard for Ortiz to get off until later in the fight. Ennis can implement the same things, but actually be hitting him while he's...
If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, because your support helps us keep bringing you more content. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the latest updates.